Jaune's hands were tied. The blood had long since stopped rushing to them, leaving his fingers numb and lifeless as he was dragged bodily across the concrete floor. The skin of his face burned as it skimmed across stone, before he was thrown forward, landing with a gasp. "Jaune?" The words were quiet, uncertain. Jaune forced himself to look up, into a pair of eyes filled with pain, but also concern. They were yellow, almost glinting in the low light. He supposed no one other than he needed it, but they made sure there was little, just so he could watch. "Hey, Blake." He coughed. Gods, but his voice was raspy, a result of the lack of water he'd had, along with the beatings that left his chest black and blue. It was good to see her. It felt like it had been years. "Did I say you could talk?" A boot slammed down into the back of his head, driving Jaune's face down into the concrete with enough force to break some of his teeth. "Jaune," Blake cried as she spat blood. "Stop it! Stop this!" There was a loud slap, followed by a sharp gasp. Jaune wanted nothing more than to leap up and bite out the throat of whomever struck her. He would have, had his legs and arms not been broken. "Oh, Blake, Blake, Blake." A familiar voice sighed as a figure knelt down between the two of them, cutting his friend off from view. "You have no idea how much it hurts me to do this to you, Blake. How much it hurts me to see you like this, Adam." Blake's voice was a mixture of hope, anger, and grief. Hope that her old friend might help them, anger at what he had become, grief at the knowledge that he would never help her. "I trained you, Blake," the red-haired man growled. "I made you what you are. I crafted the Whitefeng into what they are now. And why? Because it was what you wanted. I didn't want this," Blake snapped. "I didn't want us to become murderers and terrorists, Adam. I never said we should use methods like killing innocent people. You wanted equality, Blake. This isn't equality. The people hate you. And now I can see why." The man hissed. For someone who wore a mask, Adam had always been easy to read. Anger and hatred. That was what all that made him. Jaune's shoulders shifted, trying to move his arms, but the pain that rocketed up them had him biting his lip to keep him from screaming. The Whitefeng hadn't been gentle, nor had they been swift. Nothing worth having in life is easily achieved. Adam stood, stepping to the side. Blake's eyes didn't follow him. Instead, those golden arms fixed onto Jaune, imparting some message as she stared into his eyes. It was enough to have him squirming once more, despite the pain, despite the damage it did. There are always sacrifices that need to be made, Blake. History may remember me as a monster, but I like to believe it would tell of a Faunus who was willing to do what had to be done. Maybe that is foolish. Maybe it is the destiny of those who leave to be alone. I used to think you would be the one who would stand beside me. You said you would. That was before you changed, Blake said, never looking away from Jaune. That was before you became someone who would torture another person for no other reason than jealousy. Do not belittle what I had to do. Adam reached down to grab Blake by the chin, cruelly twisting her head up to look at him. I loved you, Blake. I love you now. You were the best of us. You helped to ground me, make me believe that there was still good in this world. There was a rasp of steel as Adam's blade was drawn. But the man crouched down, placing the handle before Blake's face. Take this. Take it and end him. And I swear, Blake, I swear that you will have a place with us, Some might call you a traitor, but I shall change their minds. We will change everyone's minds. All you have to do is kill him. Kill him. Kill me. Jaune realized it was a good deal. Such a good deal. But his heart was heavy even as Blake's eyes slipped from the hilt to Jaune. No. He had known she would say that. She had known too. Jaune could see it in her expressive eyes. Eyes that locked on Jaune with such emotion. Very well. Adam growled. Know that I never wanted to do this. The hilt was reversed, taken in a firm grip as the blade moved beneath Blake's neck. She didn't resist it. She was only slightly less broken than Jaune. Do it, Blake. Jaune whispered desperately. Don't worry about me. Kill me. He would reset. The world would go back. She wouldn't have to die. He wouldn't have to watch her die. There were tears in his eyes. I can't, she whispered brokenly. I'm sorry, Jaune, but I can't. Because she loved him. Because after their teams had slowly been killed, they only had each other. Jaune howled his rage as the blade was slowly drawn to the left, Blake wincing only the slightest bit as crimson spilled. She kept staring into his eyes as well, her face split in a pained smile, her eyes gentle, before even those began to dim, her head dipping as strength left her body. Jaune hyperventilated, forced to watch as his lover slowly perished. Just like everyone else. It didn't have to be this way, Blake. Adam whispered. I'll kill you. Adam turned to look down on Jaune. You do realize this is your fault. You are the one who forced me to kill her. And I'll kill you in return. I will make you scream in anger, in rage and in pain. Jaune was hoisted up by the other Whitefeng members, suspended between them with his broken and swollen feet dangling above the floor. Adam looked him up and down. You will forgive me if I don't take that threat seriously. I'll swear it on everything. Jaune grit his teeth. I swear it on my team. I swear it on my family, and I swear it on Blake's life that I will end yours, Taurus. No matter how long it took. Give him to the rookies. Adam sighed, not even listening to Jaune. Tie him to a training pole and make them kill him. It's about time they become bloodied. Better if they freeze up here than rather in the field. What about Belladonna? One of them asked, nodding down to the girl at their feet. Her eyes were open, but there was no longer the glow in them that Jaune loved. Adam lifted his blade into the air, mouth a flat line. What about her? He asked, as the blade whistled down. Jaune reared up, one hand grasped before him as the sheets fell down his bare chest. His lungs fought for air, his breath coming out in harsh pants. The room was dark, illuminated by nothing more than the dim, red light of some dust-powered clock. With trembling hand, Jaune reached up to touch his eyes. The fingers came away dry, not a touch of moisture on them. That sounded about right. There was a muted grumble from beside him, as a figure gently turned over, one arm coming to rest atop his stomach, directly over the ugly scar that remained there. A woman. He couldn't remember her name, only an image of platinum blonde hair, heated whispers and a soft, comforting body in which to lose himself in. No doubt she would die as well, when Beacon fell. Jaune laid back down, letting the girl snuggle up against him for warmth. With his other hand, he drew the covers back up, enough that they covered her shoulders even if it left his own cold and bare. She might die, but she wouldn't die because of him, nor would she suffer because of him. She probably would never speak to him ever again. That was how all these little things went. That was how he liked it. It hurt less that way.